him as questionable for tomorrow, and haven't had a chance to talk to the training staff yet today, but he went through a full practice. Draymond was a little banged up. Draymond did not practice today. Everybody else went through full. Yeah, let's call him questionable. What the hell? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, nor do I care. It's just whenever they play, they play. I hope that didn't come out wrong. It just.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Kerr doesn't care about that.
Yeah, there it is. Well, he missed all of training camp, so it's been sort of a catch-up process. He spent the first few weeks in Santa Cruz getting his conditioning, and by the time we called him up, his conditioning was good, his rhythm was there, but he had a lot of catch-up to do on the playbook, and on like any rookie, he's got to learn schemes and defensive coverages, and so he's going through all that. But the good thing is the last couple of weeks he's had a much better feel for the playbook, and he's gotten more comfortable out on the floor.
He probably jokingly said that he didn't really know what he was doing out there on the court, and he was just relying on instinct. Well, could you put a number on what percentage of the playbook you think he knows at this point? Or
I think it's not so much that he knows it or not. It's more the the instinctive nature of how he runs something. So he might know the play, but maybe it takes him a second to figure it out, and then all of a sudden we're a little late on the execution. So it's not instinctive yet, and that'll come. But it's been a good couple of weeks for him in that regard, just starting to get caught up.
he obviously is not only adapting to the NBA game, but he's adapting to living on his own. Last year he lived in a hotel in Santa Cruz, living on his own. All that comes with being away from his family and all that, and the language. How do you feel like he's adapted to those things?
Well, he's doing a great job. I mean, it can't be easy. A little bit like being a freshman in college, but going overseas for your freshman year, and he's handled all that stuff beautifully. He's really loved in the locker room. The guys see how much he loves to play, how earnest he is, how hard he's working. He's a sponge. He's just absorbing everything from everybody, and he's got the seal of approval from Draymond, which is a really good sign. So he's come a long way, and he definitely belongs.
Safe to assume that Damian didn't practice today?
Damian and Kai did not practice today to save their days. And Steph is shooting over there, so everybody turn your phones around, and I'm going to sneak out right through that way.
You're not done yet.
You're the halfway point of the season this weekend. Does it feel like that to you?
No, feels like we're a third of the way through, because normally that would be about the case. So this year is obviously very different. The rhythm and the timing of it all, and it's going to be a much shorter season. But everything's different about this year. The building, the surroundings, the roster. So we're just trying to make it as productive a year as possible, and develop these young guys, and get our injured players healthy, and keep pushing forward.
As a coach, I know you obviously kind of got to live in the day-to-day, but long view, if you can, what do you think you kind of learned about this team, this franchise, in this time tumultuous, I guess?
Well, we have a lot of stability. We have an ownership, management group, and coaching staff that are all totally aligned and constantly communicating. And it's not easy to go through a season like we're going through and remain stable, but there hasn't been a single crack in any of that. We're rock solid, and that's, I think, a huge part of the battle in the NBA, because if you've got that foundation and it's strong, then you can withstand anything, and then you can continue to build when you're in a time of greater strength. And we're going to be there in the not too distant future, and I think we're getting a lot done in the meantime, and young guys are getting a lot of great experience, and I think better times are ahead. We all recognize that, but everyone in the organization is handling things beautifully in terms of kind of getting through the difficult times.
Is your evaluation process dramatically different from the way it's been the past few years, I'm assuming?
Yeah, totally. Totally different, because the past few years we've been fine-tuning for the playoffs and maybe deciding on a bench role here or there. Now we're really focused on developing a whole slew of players and trying to figure out what that means for next year. We haven't really ever had to think about next year until this season. It's the first time we've had to really look forward. We've always been in playoff mode, and so this season is totally different in that regard. And having so many young guys at once is not easy, because you don't really want to play them all at the same time, but you want to develop all of them, and there's not a really clear delineation between them all. So you're seeing Omari now get his chance, whereas a month ago he didn't get much of a chance. You're seeing Smiley now playing, whereas he was a couple weeks ago he was in Santa Cruz, and all this is going to change. Kai's going to go to Santa Cruz, and Jacob and Jordan will probably play a little bit more, and Omari has earned more minutes, and we've released Marquise, and so things keep changing in detail, and that affects how we try to go about their development. But they get their work in every day, and then the games are all decided based on circumstance in terms of playing time.
Kent Lacob is obviously the 100-pound Smailagic in Belgrade, and he tells the story about him being in the gym with the weeds going through the tile floor in the third division and all that. Was the fact that Kent has been such an advocate and believer of Smiley, did that make you believe in Smiley before you really got to know him and see him play?
Well, I think we just trust each other in this organization. So when our front office told us that they believed in Smiley, and that's all we needed to hear. And now we're seeing the results of what they saw, and we're seeing a young, talented kid, and now it's our job to help develop him. So again, we feel like we have a really good synergy between front office, coaching staff, ownership, and it manifests itself in a lot of different ways, and that's one of them. All right.